Women-Owned Businesses Expos. So I'm really proud to present you all the vendors from Chicago who has owned by women accounts that we are getting better and bigger. So definitely next year we will be much bigger, but I'm proud of my whole team. I'm proud of each and every vendor, all the sponsors, all the community leader who has been supporting us and who has so much faith in us. So looking forward for more support, and let's see how the day is going. I think it's going great. So far we have more than 300 people and we are waiting for the more. So let's enjoy the day and we will see you soon.
Hello everybody, welcome to the biggest Women's Expo for the first time in Chicago. I'm Sheetal Daftari, co-founder of the We, as well as founder of Sarees and Things. Thank you all for coming. When we was to empower women, we wanted to form the largest networking platform for Indian women in Chicago, as well as empower women in terms of promoting entrepreneurship and giving them a platform to showcase the good work they're doing. All this time, women have been in the shadows, supporting letting their husbands, spouses, and letting their children shine. But this is the day that we want to see what the women can do, and give a big hand for all the women in this room. And a big thank you to Oxford Banquets for having us here, and to all the women who are in this room showcasing. A big thank you to the whole entire We team who have worked endlessly, hours and hours, to make this day a reality. Ratna Kapoor, Arshia, Rosie Ji, and all of you have worked really hard. And there are many more whose names I have not said yet, but thank you very much. Thank you to our sponsors, and thank you to all of you for coming today. Thank you.
Can we have Ratna Kapoor on the stage, please? And Sri Guruswamy, please. So Ratna is definitely always, she stays behind the scene, but she works harder and hardest, and she is the person everybody should see, that who was behind the scene, who was sending all the emails, who was in connection with all the vendors, and so the Sri, thank you so much. She is in charge of
I took care of the cultural program today, as well as inviting some public officials, and I'll also be of the guest speakers today. So thank you for all coming.
As you can imagine, an event like this is a lot of work. There is no way we could have done this without Ratna and without you. Thank you so much. Also the rest of our awesome team, Anisha ji, thank you, Manjari, everyone, Kajar Patel, our whole team here for this event. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, and we will see you soon again. And now, stage is yours.
Thank you everybody, thank you all for coming.
Let's keep it going for all these awesome. Oh, are you presenting?
Okay. So now we'll move on to distinguished speakers here who are going to talk to us. So I'm very honored to invite these 4 people on stage. Mr. Syed Hussaini, who is the Senior Vice President of Wintrust Community Bank. Also, can we have Dr. Hamilton on stage, please? Mr. John Carreras and Mr. Mohammed Farkan Mohammed. I would like all of you please to come on stage, and I'll give a short introduction about them, and then they will address the audience. Thank you all. So I want to start off with Mr. Syed Hussaini, who is well known in our community. He has been very supportive for a lot of organizations in Chicago area. He's the Senior Vice President at Wintrust Community Bank and has over 20 years of experience in the banking industry. He serves on several boards and does a lot of work with non-profit organizations. So very happy to welcome Mr. Hussaini, and now I'll give the mic to him.
Hello everybody, thank you so much, Sri. Congratulations to all the 3 founders of this week, empowerment, women empowerment. and also all the women behind this who work. Congratulations to all of you. As Shri said, my name is Zaid Hussaini. I work for Wintrust. I'm a commercial lender for Wintrust. But the best part of my job is to come out to the community events and support community events and empower. This is one of the things that I do. I think we talk about this event, very close to my heart. As growing up as Indians, we have always heard women empowerment, and India has done very well culturally when we hear the stories. Historically, when goddesses were all females that were empowering, and they have such great stories that we went through. And then we went to kingdoms, we heard about Jhansi Ki Rani and everything else, but we also did, politically, we did Indira Gandhi, who was the second prime minister. So we're used to having women empowerment, and we all have seen and heard what happened here in 2016 when women stood for politics, right? So this should never happen again, and this is what we stands for, to bring out women who own businesses, who are in power already, to put them, give them a stage, give them a voice, and that's one reason I'm here. It's not about women, this empowerment that women are going to do this. It's basic human right. So all men should be with that as well. So we should all be standing with women and giving that women right. So that's why I'm here with you today, and it's my pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your message to all the women here. Next, we'll have Dr. Hamilton. Mr. Hamilton is a consultant in the retail, energy, education, telecommunications, aerospace technologies. He's highly regarded for collaborating with elected officials, board of directors, and C-level executives. He loves to work on exploratory environments where emphasis is placed on new ideas and innovative thoughts. We are happy to welcome Dr. Hamilton.
All right, thank you very much. I'm going to try to frame this. I had a whole 30-minute presentation put together because I wasn't sure what the footprint would be. But one of the things I advertise to people is you have to be flexible. So here I am being flexible. First of all, let me just start off by saying when you think about information resources, I don't want you to limit your mind. I think of information resources as the infrastructure. I also see it as a knowledge within your company. The proprietary technology, the end users are part of your information infrastructure, and of course your business processes. Keep in mind about the business processes, because that's the newest thing that is happening. It's not totally new. It started some years ago, like 2002, where instead of businesses working in silos, where only the marketing information stays together, the accounting information stays in the accounting department, and etc. The R&D, the research and development stuff stays together, and small businesses don't really grow as they should. When I did my PhD, I studied international growth, and one of the things I learned is you want to get away from thinking along functions and think process or product. So you create your IS systems to support the product that you're rolling out or the process that you're trying to improve. I hope that makes sense. To give you a little bit of a framework, if you were an architect, you would take the business vision and you would create architectural plans, and then you would implement the building design. Same thing with information systems. You think of a vision, and then you create some strategic strategic plan, and then you implement that. It's equally important for an architect as it is for an IS professional. And then I'll leave you with a new term, co-opetition, not competition, co-opetition. You may or may not have heard of it, but what it says is that just as these executives that you see in front of you, we all met each other tonight, the relationships are built from that, and companies grow from that. You don't just stay within your own little company, your own environment of your building in your house. You want to get out and socialize with people and actually create connections. And so I help businesses do that with extranets, is what they call that. So more than a website. The last word I'll leave you with is virtual corporations. We are nowadays very mobile. Very much is going on since that mobility, usability, and security are the issues of today. So my table is over here in the middle if you want a more private presentation. presentation. Please stay afterwards and buy me a martini, and who knows, I might give you quite a lot more than I did today. Thank you very much.
Loyola University Law School, and he has served as the president of the Muslim Law Students Association, and here he is to speak to us.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm an attorney at my own law firm. I like to tell people that I'm in the business of advising businesses, right? So my work is to be an ally to any small business. Most of my clients come from the Indian Pakistani community. My job is to be an ally to those businesses, to help them grow, to help them make strategic decisions, right? So just like an accountant, just like a financial planner, just like a banker, you want to have a lawyer that's on your side. So I'm just honored to be here. I'm so excited about this event. I know that there's been a lot of growth in this side of the community with women-owned businesses, so I'm really excited to be here, really excited to support, and I'll be hanging around, so if anyone has any questions, don't feel shy. Thank you so much, and best of luck.
Thank you, Ms. Mohammed. And last but not least, and project management consultant. He is currently the CEO of Quality Training Institute, which is based in Skokie, Illinois, and he also teaches at DePaul University, DeVry University, and Keller Graduate School of Management. Please welcome Mr. Kratz.
बहुत शुक्रिया श्री मेरा नाम जानकाराज है. As Shri said, I've been a professor for 40 years, which people think that qualifies me to be before you today. But before we do that, let me just say that as a professor, I think that I won't be complete until I author certain books in the disciplines that I preach and teach in my business. And here are some of them. They're not for sale, but they're here for you to see that if I am appearing before you, it is because I've authored these materials that I'll speak on or speak about. Thank you, Dr. Hamilton. Now, I understand that this is also a career fair. How many of you are looking for a job, ladies and gentlemen? Raise your hands. Good, you're looking for a job. Lesson number one, how many of you are looking for a career? You want a job, go to McDonald's. You want a career, listen to what we say, and you will have the career in the corner office that you deserve. Now, how many of you have business cards today with you? The career seekers, 1, 2, 3. How many of you have your own website? 1.5, 2. How many of you have your own video resume? I've collected several resumes down there at my desk. My desk, by the way, is farther down. I've collected several resumes. I asked all candidates if they have a video resume. They don't. Folks, you have no idea how much you are missing and what you are competing up against. So whether you are a job seeker or a business owner, I haven't only authored the material, but I've practiced it for over 40 years. My desk, it's farther down, almost the last table, and I'll be delighted to share some of my wisdom with you. Again, बहुत शुक्रिया.
Janet. Gentlemen, give them a big round of applause for lovely singer and for her classic. Thank you.
Giving me an opportunity. Thank you, Anuja. Thank you, Rita. Thank you, Sheetal. It's a great opportunity to be here and sharing my passion with you all. And this is Fashion for Real Women. Any questions or anything about styling, you can always reach out to my part. And thank you, Jeanette, for dressing up all the girls, making women look beautiful. Thank you again.
Totally my pleasure. Thank you.
EBW 2020, and it's a global organization dedicated to empowering a billion women globally to start, grow, and scale sustainable businesses. She's also a member of the Chicago Steering Committee of 2020 Women on Boards, a national campaign to increase the percentage of women on U.S. company boards by the year 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Shirley Hodgson.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for inviting me to be a part of this great event. I am really honored to be here, be in the midst of an organization that is out to empower women. In my business, what I do, I work with business owners, I work with men of color, and I help them to garner their knowledge and their understanding of who they are as a business person and share that knowledge in the marketplace in an effort to position them as an expert, the go-to person. The one thing that happens when you utilize this platform of speaking, it gives you an opportunity to market what you do to your potential clients. It gives you an opportunity to position yourself as an expert even amongst your peers. And that in turn grows your business. It gives you the opportunity to, if you see folks that are showing up on these media programs on TV, that's what empowering you with your voice, with a message. And ultimately, what you want to do is to position yourself. In the United States, there are very few corporations that have women on their board. With the organization that I'm a part of, 2020 Women on Board, that's one of the things that we want to do, is to change that landscape. We have a mandate by the year of 2020 to make sure that the representation of women on corporate boards are 20% or more. And how do you do that? You do that first by positioning yourself as a person who has the knowledge, and you get the visibility when they are looking for replacements or new people for their boards. You need to be known. And you do that by showing up, speaking at events, getting your voice known, getting your name known. And with the organization EBW 2020, EBW 2020, empowering women, billion women worldwide to create sustainable business. We are truly a global organization. We have chapters in Africa, in Belgium, in London, and we are just growing across the country. Our goal, our founders' goal with that organization is to help women create businesses, because when most women start a business, they generally replace the salary that they have.
She's ready.
Thank you.
Hey.
pictures. Sanika, I heard that right now the women of pageant, the women of substance pageant is going on. So what do you mean by women of substance?
So, Rita, I am a woman of substance. I am a woman, but we do have a lot of women participants here that have come here. And so let me give you a little bit brief definition of what a woman of substance is. A woman of substance is a woman of power, influence. She's beautiful, beauty inside and out. She aspires to be the best at what she does. She has imperfections, but she lives her life with confidence and style. So that is woman of substance to me. It can mean anything to everyone, but this is what I feel a woman of substance is.
सानिका, तुम तो अपनी तारीफों के पुल बांधती रहती हो। अगर तुम ऐसा करोगी तो हम कैसे अपने कंटेस्टेंट को बुलाएंगे? पता चला कि क्राउन तुम्हारे सर पे चला जाएगा।
क्या करूँ, आदत है ना मुझे। You know, I live like this every day, a woman of substance.
Very good, Sanika. So we are having said that, I would like to explain our pageant. This pageant has 3 rounds. The first round is a casual round where you will get to see them, how they walk, how confident they are, and their dressing style, their makeup. So this is the round really important and how they look in a casual wear. So can we start our pageant's first round?
And let me explain the second and third round to you. So the second round is where the judges are going to judge them on style and confidence. Our women here, they're going to come out in evening wear. First round is right now, and then after a little break is our second round. And after another break, we have our final round. The final round is going to be, let me go back to the second round. The second round, we will have 5 awards based on style and confidence. And then the rest of the awards will be our final awards in our final round, which will be based on women of substance, inspiration, community work, etc.
Okay, so let's start our first round. DJ, hit the music please.
So, ladies and gentlemen, here is our contestants. Each one is going to come up here and introduce themselves and tell us a little bit about themselves and why they think they needed to join this pageant and how they think they're a woman of substance. So, let's start with Sona.
Hey everyone, good afternoon. Hey everyone, good afternoon. My name is Sonam Katia. And by profession, I'm a yoga, Zumba, and Pilates instructor. And like by the other hand, I'm doing my designing. I'm a creative person. I love to do creative things as I'm a designer, like fashion designer. And my code of third for the life, what I believe is never give up. And the second is don't forget the first rule. Thank you.
Thank you. Our second contestant is Monica.
Good evening and welcome. My name is Monica Cottonhart. I'm an attorney from Naperville. My hobbies include eating cultural dance and volunteering. I joined this pageant because 4 years ago, I opened my own law firm. And back then, there were not a lot of mentors to teach me the skills I needed to have a successful business. But today, I'd like to contribute that knowledge to the women of this organization.
Next is Raji Modi.
Good evening. Hello everyone. I'm Raji Modi and I'm a lead software engineer developing websites and Windows applications and stuff. I lead the team of 30 people. I'm working for the education industry and I have 2 kids. My hobbies are traveling, oil painting, socializing, music. I love everything. I think I'm a woman of substance because I did the best I could with what I had without compromising my morals and values. I have 2 successful kids, graduated from the Ivy League schools. They both were valedictorians of the high school. And I do a lot of community helping in my own community. I help them, during the Diwali and cultural programs, the dancing, help them, the little kids participate in the contest, and a lot of other stuff for the kids. I was the president of the school kids association with my daughter. So, and I think I'm a woman of substance. This woman of substance just doesn't know, or not only knows what she has, but what are her shortcomings too, and appreciates that and improves upon them. She guides other people. People look up to her for the guidance and support and everything, and I think I have all those things to offer. The quote for me is, no one makes you feel inferior without your consent. I think that's the one thing that I always told my kids, that never dim your lights so that other people can shine, and never let anyone think that you are less than anyone else. So, thank you.
Thank you, Raji. So our next contestant is Ruby Kaur.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ruby, and first of all, I would like to thank the entire team for building this platform for the women and giving us an opportunity to be here in front of you. And a little bit about myself. I'm married with 2 kids, 11 and 8. And I did my master's from here, got a couple certifications, and currently working toward PMP. I have a full-time job, and apart from that, I'm a real estate broker as well. And my favorite quote is personally that I have experienced and implemented on my life, 3 C's of life. They are very important: choices, chances, and change. So one must make a choice to take a chance, or your life will never change. And I strongly believe in that. And I also believe every woman is a woman of substance, and I feel very empowered, I feel ambitious, motivated, and I'm driven, and I'm here to give my best and also continue to engage in the community activities, just like I've been doing currently with the people organization. And thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you, Ruby. Next is Shirley.
good evening, good afternoon, I don't know what to say. Welcome to everybody. And as they've already said that women of substance, we are all a woman of substance. But one thing that I appreciate about women organization, the women empowerment team that put up this even for us is to bring out the best in us, to showcase ourselves and to show our hidden talents. I really appreciate the organization here. And to introduce myself a little bit, my name is Shirley Kalmakota, and I can say this is my third pageant that I've been involved in, and I love it. And I'm a proud mother of 2 boys, 22 and 19, and a wonderful husband who's into IT. He's an entrepreneur himself. To talk about myself, I would like to say that I've done my part in life raising my kids, but what next is every woman's thought. And it's not just sitting down in the house and feel nothing about ourselves. This platform has given us so many opportunities to show ourselves what we can do. And I'm involved in helping the poor and the needy refugee ministries for Syria and Myanmar. And I'm also involved in our visiting organizations and Congressman Danny K. Davis organization. I'm more involved in the society. And a favorite quote that I would talk for myself every time and tell other people to encourage and say, it's not the number of years in your life matter, but what we do with those years matter a lot. How we live those years matter a lot. And thank you so much once again to all the judges and to the WIC team for giving us this opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shirley. Next one is Himni.
Good afternoon, everyone here, all the powerful women and women of substance. As they said, my name is Himni. I'm an IT professional for the past 18 years, working in the downtown area. Okay. My name is Himni. I'll start again here. What I said before, I'm an IT professional working in a downtown trading company from the past 18 years. And by passion, I also teach on the weekends. I teach in IT field where I teach people, mostly of Indian origin, who are unemployed or underemployed to get into a meaningful and successful career. I also guide them how to find jobs. I also guide them how to look and then find jobs. And several of the people of South Asian origin have got a meaningful job in my training and my career coaching and so on. And a good quote or the quote that I like, women, don't be proud of the beautiful faces that you got as a gift of God, but be proud of what you have done with your own life, your skills, your accomplishment, and how much you contributed to the society. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Next is Niharika.
Good afternoon, ladies, gentlemen, and honorable judges. My name is Niharika Randu, and I'm a software engineer by profession. My mom and my dad are the biggest support team to me, and my mom has introduced me to dance at a very young age, which inspired me to become a Zumba instructor. So I feel happiest when I'm on stage or I'm on volunteering work. So I am a firm believer that nothing is impossible. As the word itself says, I am possible. So with hard work and determination, we can render great results. I believe that do what you love and love what you do, and leave the rest to God. And that's my motto. Thank you.
Thank you. So next contestant is Bella Rajput.
Hi everyone. everyone. My name is Bella Rajput. My name is Bella Rajput and I work as an assistant manager in Oriental Insurance Agency. I have 2 kids and we do community service for we do Garba for 10 years and I'm a happy person with my family support. My life goal is always be happy, positive and do whatever you can. Thank you.
Thank you, Bella.
And that was really nice, short and sweet. So we have to keep it to 3 lines, so we can keep judges engaged.
Our next contestant is Delphi.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Delphine Doda. I'm married. I have 4 kids, 25, 22, 21, and 15 years. I work for the currency exchange, but I'm lucky to say that I was chosen by Citibank to work for them, so I'll be joining them very soon. I joined this movement of substance to discover myself, to find something within myself which I never found for so many years. And my best quote is, if you want to shine like the sun, you have to burn like the sun, told by our late former president, A.J. Abdul Kalam Azad. Thank you.
Thank you. Next one is Pinky.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Pinky, and I'm a mom of a 7-year-old. There he is. And I love to paint. I'm an artist, and I believe there is art in this world so that we do not die of the truth. Thank you. And last but not the least, we have Swirly.
Good afternoon, everyone, and hello, judges. My name is Samati Khanna, and what defines me is that I'm a very warm and an empathetic person. And other than that, I'm happily married since the last 11 years, and I have 2 beautiful and adorable daughters. And I'm a physical therapist by profession who's right now looking for some opportunities to participate actively in the community. And my motto of life is that I don't compare myself to anyone. I just try to be a better person than what I was yesterday. Thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this was our introductory round. Our second round will be in about 45 minutes. And please wait for that. That is a formal wear down, and the contestants are going to be judged on style and confidence. And in our second round, we will also introduce our judges. Also, I do want to mention the makeup today was provided by Ashia Khan of Heaven's Beauty Parlor in Downers Grove. Thank you.
Okay, so now I would like to guys stay on because you have to do the wrap walk. But before that, I would like to call Mr. Williams Menzies from Malabar Jewelers. As you all must be knowing, the Malabar Jewelers is a big name in India, and now they are coming to Chicago. And their brand ambassador is Kareena Kapoor. So, if you guys want to meet Kareena Kapoor, then stay tuned. Not today. For that, you have to wait for the opening of Malabar Jewelers. So, Mr. Williams, please come and tell more about Malabar Jewelers.
Thank you very much, madam. And ladies and gentlemen, I have a few words to share with you. So very good afternoon to you, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to specially thank the WE team, the WE Empowerment Women, who has been a great inspiration to all the women in Chicago and in the US of here. And a big congratulations and a big hand to them for giving us the opportunity to showcase a brand of Malabar Gold, which is now just being born in the US, but we've been having around 249 stores across the globe. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be opening very shortly and looking forward to all your support and all your kindness. We will be very happy to have all of you here. And a big hand to the B team, that you will not be the big ones in Chicago, the big forum, but you will be the big forum in the US and also over the globe, right? So give a big hand, ladies and gentlemen. I wish you all the best and congratulations to you once again. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And this pageant is presented by Malabar Jewelers. So please give them a big round of applause. Okay, music please.
Women who are the backbone of our economy, of our communities, of our families. And I just want to say on behalf of Governor Rauner how proud we are of you, how grateful we are of you, for the immense amount of effort that you put into building our economy, building our communities, and supporting our communities. I will say personally, as a mother, as a working mother, as a businesswoman, as well as an academic, it is so important that we support and empower the women in our communities who have for so many years been playing 2 or 3 or maybe even 4 or 5 jobs to keep their families together, to keep their communities together. And it's time that we recognize that leadership. I'm so very, very proud of the fact that Governor Rauner has as his partner, Evelyn Sanguinetti, the very first Latina lieutenant governor in the country, in history, in American history. And unleashing the power of women is extraordinarily important to both Bruce and myself. We have 4 daughters. We're extremely proud of them and the great work that they do. And so, as part of this event, really, I'm here just to lend my support and to thank you for your support. As you know, this is an important election, and Governor Rauner and I so appreciate everything that you do to help us make sure that this state will work for our children and our grandchildren, to make this a great country and a great state for our children and grandchildren. All of us came here to make this a better life for ourselves and for our children and grandchildren, and that's what Governor Rauner is doing every day. So thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. And our Council General of India, Chicago, Neeta Bhushanji is here. So I would like to introduce, I know she doesn't need any introduction, but still I would like to say some words on her honor. It is my honor to introduce someone who has been our guiding beam from day one and in this journey towards women's empowerment. Her idea and support for our endeavors have always helped us in furthering our cause. So now I present our Council General of India, Chicago, Neeta Bhushanji. First Lady and the We founders, all the members present here. It's really a happy occasion for me because when Anuja and Sheetal and Geeta decided to establish We, the Women's Empowerment Group, I mean, they came to me and I wholeheartedly thought that this is what was needed in a place like Chicago. So many women entrepreneurs, businessmen, lawyers, attorneys, doctors, yet there was something missing, and that was a group which brings together other women and mentors younger women and provides this platform for people to come together, help each other out. And so first of all, I would like to applaud all of you for this excellent initiative. Among most of my, as Consul General, I have a lot of responsibilities, I have a lot of activities, but We is very close to my heart, absolutely. The work, because we see young women, we see, women with children and lots of women in our community, and the hunger is there, the hunger to do something. It was just the small need, the encouragement to come together and do it, actually get down to doing it. And this is what We has provided, and I'm really proud of the group. And I'm also proud of each one of you for being here and for proving your abilities. It is very easy to bring somebody down, but to build people up is what is required. And so once again, I congratulate each one of you. I congratulate the entire team. I thank First Lady and Lieutenant Governor for being here, for supporting this group. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Geeta ji. First Lady, please come here. Geeta ji. Anuja, Sheetal, and you guys also please join us. Thank you so much. Really it means a lot. Thank you. And now back to Arshia.
Thank you again. So next we'll have another round of dignitaries to address you. We have here Evelyn Senguetti. If I can have her come up on stage. Kathleen Carrier. And Laura Murphy. Also, if I can have Anika, Erica Harrell. If I've missed any other official, With that, please welcome
this is fabulous. I did work with the YWCA on a volunteer basis for quite some time, and we helped to empower women to go forward with their careers and care for their families, and that's something that we need to continue to do. I do believe that we have more in common than not, and we need to work together to bring communities together, and education is key to that. So if we are going to lift each other up, it will be through a good, sound educational system, which we all agree is going to be pivotal in being able to accomplish that. I am Kathleen Barrier. I'm running for State Rep in District 42, and as it's been said over and over, November 6th, make sure you get out and vote. And if you are in District 42, I would ask for your vote, and I thank you for your support. Thank you.
So next up, we have Laura Murphy, who's a state senator for Illinois 28th District since 2015. Senator Murphy graduated from Illinois State University with a bachelor's degree in political science. She has over 2 decades of experience in healthcare and social services management and served as alderman for the city's 3rd ward for 8 years. As a member of the Illinois Liquor Control Commission, she worked to educate youth on alcohol and tobacco prevention. Her working-class background and previous professional experience inform her views on government as an entity that should work towards the betterment of the people and reinforce her belief in the importance of education, public safety, and fighting corruption and waste in state government. With that, I would like you to all welcome Laura Murphy.
Good afternoon, ladies. I want to get you all riled up because I want to get you excited about our future, excited about the contributions that women make to this country, and excited about changes we will make in our government to make that happen. In 2018, there are more women running for office than ever before, and it's up to us to empower each other, to lift each other, and bring us to a point where we will know that women's issues are human rights, and human rights issues are women's issues. Famous quote by Hillary Clinton, because that's what we have to do. We have to lift each other. I want to say another really important quote, and I particularly want you young ladies to listen to this. I strongly believe that the first step and the most important tool towards women empowerment is education. The right education will ensure that women are more confident and confident in taking up bigger challenges and raising the bar in any field. Do you know who said that? The CEO of Facebook in India, who's a woman, Kursula Reddy. CEO of Facebook, rose to one of the highest positions. Ladies, we can do this together. Make sure you get out and vote. Thanks so much for having us today.
Thank you. Could we please have a big round of applause for all our public officials? My name is Dr. Anuja Gupta. I'm one of the B founders, and welcome to our B Women's Expo 2018. I'd like to introduce Erica Harold. She's a personal inspiration. She was a Howard Law School graduate and Miss America 2002. Erica came from a humble background to support herself through her law school education. She ran for Miss America pageant and she won. And she's now running for Attorney General of Illinois. Miss Erica Harold.
Thank you so much for having me. This conference and this expo resonates with me because I believe firmly in women's empowerment and women working together and supporting each other. My name is Erica Harold. I'm from Champaign-Urbana. I graduated from the University of Illinois. Then I was accepted to Harvard Law School and was really excited about that because that was my first choice school. Well, I was excited until I saw that it was going to cost $175,000, and I could not afford that. I had a wonderful role model, though, who said, if you've been accepted, try to find a creative way of paying for it. So even though I did not grow up competing in pageants, I knew that there was scholarship money if you became Miss America. So I entered a local pageant, I won that, I won the Miss Illinois pageant, and then I was crowned Miss America 2003. And as a result of that, as a result of being Miss America 2003, I was able to graduate completely debt-free from Harvard Law School in 2007. And so I want to encourage all young women, if you have a dream, if there is something that you want to accomplish, do not be daunted by obstacles. Believe that you have a creative gift, believe that you are created to succeed, and believe that if you work hard, you will be able to achieve your destiny. I'm running for Attorney General because I want to put that same determination and that same innovation to work for the state of Illinois. I want to fight public corruption. I want to work to make sure the rule of law is enforced. I want to make sure that we have laws against sexual harassment to make sure that every woman is protected in the workplace, because every woman deserves the right to have a fair and equal workplace. I also want to make sure we have criminal justice reform and we fight against the opioid epidemic. Women's voices need to lead, because when women stand together, we win together. Thank you so much for having me, and congratulations on a great expo.
Again, can we have a big round of applause for all our dignitaries here today? So in closing, I just wanted to encourage everyone, November 6th is the day. Please make sure you go out and vote. It doesn't matter if you're Republican, if you're Democrat, Green Party, no party, whatever party you might be in, make sure you're exercising your civic right to vote. Keep in mind, the right to vote is a privilege that we have in this country. There are millions who don't have this right, and there are millions who have actually fought for us today to have this right. So being American citizens, we have civic engagement and a responsibility and obligation to make sure that we have our voices heard on November 6th. With that in closing, thank you again, and please again a last round of applause for all our dignitaries who came today.
Thank you so much. The We founders would like to invite Mr. Sunil Shah, our close friend, founder and president of the Federation of Indian Associations. Sunil Bhai, as we all call him, is running for the mayor of Chambord. The campaign that we've all heard of is Shah for Chambord. I'd like Sunil Bhai to say a few words to our crowd.
Thanks, Anuja, for the kind words. Hello, everyone. How are you all doing? Good. All right, wonderful. It seems like I'm the only man with all these beautiful, elegant ladies who will be speaking to you. Congratulations to these We founders, Rita Singh, Anuja, and Sheetal. I'm so proud of them. They've been affiliated with our organization, FIA, Federation of Indian Association, for a long time, and they've done a phenomenal job with our association. So right now, round of applause to these three ladies and all those who have supported, all the ladies over here who have been affiliated with them, organizing this beautiful event. Friends, I'd like to say something about we've been saying till today that behind every successful man there is a woman. Now we can say that behind every successful woman there is a man. So guys, give a round of applause for yourself. It's time for you to admire, to respect the ladies at home because they've been doing a great job in all the fields. As Anuja mentioned that yes, I'm running for mayor of Chambord, and Chambord is a great city. We want to make it more greater, rather the greatest city of Illinois, and it's not an easy job. It's not a one-man job, and I'll be needing everyone's support, and I'll be looking for your support, and for that, we're having a fundraiser on September 30th at Pavilion Street in Chambord, and we'll be looking out for everyone's support on that day, and sure, you all will be there. And as we mentioned over and over, that yes, November elections are coming, we have to exercise our fundamental right to vote, the most important right. And let's do it, and let's go for it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sunil Bhai.
V team leader Sri Guruswamy to introduce